Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again with another Transformers figure, and today we have from the Generations line from back in 2012, if I'm right, the Voyager class Powerdive, which is a Decepticon, and the reason I got this guy is here. You know, I have the original, well, I don't know if there is a G1 Powerdive or something. This is a G2 figure I've had since I was like 10 or something like that, maybe even 9 years old. You know, it's from back in the day, in the 90s. I don't know if that figure is from 1993 or 1994 or something like that, yeah? And yeah, that was primarily, well, also I find the figure to be really, well, I like how it looks, you know. So there we have Powerdive properly equipped. The thing fell off. Anyway, the packaging looks just like that. Then they show this Megatron figure, which I don't have, and I don't think I'll order or find search for. I just wanted this guy because of all the reasons I told you. Oh, and he has a little story, so I'll show it there. You can pause the video and read it yourself. And it also has his little table of stats and all of that. That said, we just have to take him out of the packaging, yeah? I got this guy through eBay from a seller from Ireland. As you can see, somehow the window here is all loose. There we have the instructions. And there we have our Powerdive figure. So here we have Powerdive out of the packaging, and he's looking great. I mean, I am biased because as I said, I had the original figure, and therefore I have a lot of, let's say, emotional connection with this toy, or I mean the character, but I don't know nothing about the character, just his name. And yeah, first of all, I mean, as you can see, well, as you maybe know, this guy has light piping, which is really a good one. It's not one of those light piping which are kind of hidden or so complicated that the light doesn't get there. This guy has the whole back of his head is engineered to do just that, you know. And the cool thing about this, let's compare with the original toy. So here we have the original Powerdive, and as you can see, they stay true to the head design, kind of, I mean, at least the light piping idea, you know. But the thing that is new by this guy, apart from the whole mold, is that his visor here is, you can pull it up, so you have just his eyes. Which look like that. And yeah, that's just a translucent red plastic piece painted in green, and it just swivels up and down. But it's a good thing to have. Now the head just turns to the sides. I mean, it just has a swivel, so you can turn it around. The arms are on a, well, they can go up that much. I mean, the articulation on this guy is quite good for 2012, I dare to say. He can do 90 degrees on the shoulders. He has a bicep cut. He has the elbows can go over 90 degrees. He also has, due to his arms are a bit weird because you can see the weapon is here. Let's just remove them. Yeah, the fists are a bit misaligned. I mean, the whole forearm is a bit of a weird build, but the cool thing is that you can do this, so he can bring the these things to the front, and you can push this button, and yeah, you have a little gimmick, which is the same for both arms. You know, you have this thing on both sides. Actually, this side is working a bit better. It's held the pass of time. He has nothing at the waist due to the way of the transformation and the way he's built, just like that. I was looking at this. He has this part on the back, this like cannon thing below the cockpit. I think it's not supposed to be, well, it's just there, and it's, as you can see, it has a screw, so you're screwed. I mean, you cannot take it out. I mean, unless you unscrew it, and well, anyway, you cannot put it in his hands. I guess it's a cool detail, but I thought it was an extra weapon or something, but it seems not to be the case. So maybe it's just like his back propulsor or something like that. Anyway, nothing at the waist. The legs can go up that much. I mean, he can kick all the way to the front. He can, I just saw it, I'm sorry, because of the sculpt it gets on the way, so you cannot do the full splits, but still you have a decent range. And don't forget, this figure is from 2012, so you can kick that much to outwards. I mean, the splits, you can go all the way back. The knee, it's almost 90 degrees. Well, not 90 degrees of bend. You just have to check this piece, which moves freely. Another cool thing is that the feet, I mean, the feet are a bit a thing of their own. I'm not super convinced, and my figure it has a little piece here. This part here is broken. It just came like that out of the packaging, which is a bit unfortunate here. But he can, due to transformation, he has this vertical thing, and he also has ankle tilt. Again, a figure from 2012, and you can move this, let's say, toes independently. And yeah, but this part here, it's just, I'm not happy with that, the way they solved that, because first of all, because in my figure it came broken. So it's like, why did you do it so fragile, you know? Yeah, another thing which is annoying is that it becomes undone very easily here on the crotch. Now, for comparisons, again, here he is with his G2 counterpart, or his older version. A cool thing, he has these stickers here, yeah, DC, I don't know, whatever it means, and the new figure has paint applications there with DC. Even if their vehicle mode is not the same, this is some kind of an Apache kind of helicopter, and this is like a plane from World War II or something like that. Send them flying around, and they have quite they were quite well engineered, that they will really zoom, fly and cut through the air. Now, for size comparisons, here we have our Earthrise Soundwave, As you can see, the Voyager figures back then were a bit higher, and I don't know if this was a tall Voyager or if he was just a mid-size or whatever, but they were taller. And there you have also G2 ramjet. So for transformation, we just take the guns out of his hands. We can also right away just put the hands in. Then what you want to make, maybe, is just to straighten the arms. It helps if you have the rotors aligned like this. Bring these things here together and close it, give it a squeeze. It requires quite the push, you know. Anyway, once you have done that, you can already bring the landing gear here down if you want. Then you bring the cockpit here up and squeeze these parts together. The next thing to do is you bring the toes here upwards, you straighten this thing, then we want to undo the leg section, and then we just bring all of this together like this, you know. You want to undo the legs, just pull that up and tap that in. Boom. Be careful not to do what I just did, which was a bit careless, but luckily nothing snapped or cracked or something. You want to do the same process with the other leg. Just pull it up there, push it, I mean. You can already bring the cockpit there, you just have to click it in place. Make sure this thing is tight. So again, you pull this section apart and tab it there. So there you have that. It's a bit flimsy when you start putting things together, but yeah. Now you just bring the feet into position to form this back part. I don't know how it's called. And boom, basically there you have this guy, you know, Powerdive in his World War II double rotor plane mode. Just place the Gatling guns there. You can just fix the rotors here, and you can of course continue doing this side is much better than this one. I mean, works much better. Yeah, as I said, this part is here. As you can see, I tried to super glue and I have already the white residue there. I tried to super glue the little hinge here that broke, but it's a bit of a tricky one. I'll do it better later. And yeah, you have to bring the landing gear from the legs as well, and boop, there you have your little plane which can roll around. It's great. Here for comparison we have, well, first of all we have a G2 Inspired Sunstorm, so that you can see how that compares. Looking good. Sunstorm is longer, but this guy is, well, actually, let's say Sunstorm takes much more surface, even if this guy is a bit wider, but it's not extremely. I mean, to the tail they're the same width kind of, but this guy is just wider on the little extra flaps here. And here we have, of course, G2 Powerdive, which, as I said, is kind of an Apache helicopter. I'm missing one of the side wings with Vulcans, as you can see there. A bit sad, but yeah, this is toy I actually played with. You can see the stickers again, DC. I don't know what DC is for, maybe Decepticon, or and RDB93. I don't see that here. Well, and I don't know what that means. I don't remember, at least. So it's looking good. If you look into the cockpit, you even have, I mean, some cool details sculpted, which looks actually, I don't know if it's vintage or more like Cybertronian kind of modern, I don't know. You have the Decepticon logo here, you have the Decepticon logo here as well, and here, that's for the toes. And you have this very cool shark design there for the cockpit. Again, I would say World War II inspired. And you have the, well, that's, you can see that when you have the robot all built. Now, to bring this guy back into robot mode, you can start by just collapsing the landing gears. You can take the rotors, the machine guns, the Gatling guns here. Just bring them off. We'll start by the feet. We just undo this part. And bring that there. Then we bring the feet into position, and yeah, there we have the feet. This thing is floppy. Now we then want to undo the legs. Same for the other side. Just have to be a bit decisive when pulling this outwards. Snap that there. Then we bring the cockpit upwards. We pull the legs down. Once you have done it a couple of times, well, of course, it gets easier then. We want to turn these missiles facing down. Then we pull the arms apart. Yeah, that's quite tight, you know. Boom. We are almost there, actually. Almost there. We bring the fists out. Bring this apart. It's quite, I mean, you have to be careful with this figure with where you pull, and you know, you don't want to break things, so be careful. Even if I like it a lot, I feel it could be fragile in places. You give him his guns here, he's ready for action, you know. So I hope this review was helpful. If you are thinking about getting this guy, I mean, I really like him. I have some emotional connection because I've had this guy my whole life, and it's one I really wanted to get. I was hunting for him until I found a decent offer on eBay. Still, it wasn't cheap. I mean, it won't be cheap when we're talking about Transformers new, and which are from 2012 or older, or you know, prices don't go lower. Anyway, please leave a like if this was helpful and informative. Subscribe to the channel because more content is on its way, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.